Dorothy Getubapala, I'm on your roof. Hey everyone, this is Crystal Asige and welcome back to Blind Girl Manenos. I'm currently sitting on my producer's roof, so you might hear the occasional dog barking, child crying, bee buzzing, but don't worry about it. I decided to give it a new look for today's topic because it's one that's a bit of a chat. I just want to talk about it. I want to talk to you one-on-one and have you understand the VIP life in Kenya. There are so many issues. It gets me so emotional, gets me so perplexed, it gets me livid at times, but it's something that's very, very near and dear to me. First thing, very important, something that creates a lot of heartbreak and stress in the world, which is love for money. Okay, as a VIP, I love making money. I love spending money. I love giving away money to the right people. And just in general, money, is very much a part of my everyday. And the issue in Kenya is that it's not made accessible for people like me to use. What I mean by that is the cash that we have, the denominations that we have in Kenya are these. This is 1,000, 500, 2, and 1. The last one would be a 50, but right now I don't have change.
Anyone who knows me knows these words don't reflect who I am.
The 1,000 shilling note is the biggest one. It's right here at the back. So if I line it up with a 500 shilling, you'll be able to see like a very tiny space, like very small, right? It's like, I don't know, a millimeter or so in difference. If I then add on the 200 to the 500, I take away the 1,000. To tell the difference between the 200 and the 500, it's the same thing, tiny bit smaller. Then finally, the 100 to the 200, very, very tiny, right? As you can see that little space there. So when I put the four together, say I'm going to a shop and or I need to go out somewhere and I've got my cash in my bag and I need to make a transaction really quickly. I don't have time to be sitting there and going like, oh, let me just put the 500 over the 1,000 so I can measure with my fingertips. It's crazy. If I go to a kiosk and I'm given cash, or if, even worse, if I go into a matatu or something that's really fast-paced, a matatu or a boda boda, manyanga, and someone's giving me cash, really quickly, auntie, mami, nisaidie na pesa zako, you have to give your money quickly and return it quickly. And it gets really difficult, as you can see. I wouldn't be able, if I mixed these up, I would not be able to tell the difference between which is which, unless I actually sit here for a good few minutes and be like, okay, X, Y, and Z. But the point is, it's really difficult. I've been in talks with CBK, which is Central Bank of Kenya, about this issue. At the beginning, they were very responsive, and I got a response from the comms manager, who is Wallace Kantai. He was very empathetic with what I was trying to explain to him over email and said, this is something that we'll definitely look into and we'll consider moving forward as the new notes are being printed out as per the Constitution. But I've not heard from him ever since. Mr. Kantai. Dude. I am educated, I am driven, I have ambition, and I can't work and I cannot function fully and contribute to society in as big a way as I'd wish if I can't use something as simple as cash. Coins are simple to use. They're really easy because I know this is 5 shillings. It's the tiniest one. Then after that, I know this is 10 shillings. And this is 40 shillings. I know that because it's biggest and it's heavier than the rest. So that's fine, but it's the cash, it's the notes that's the issue. My recommendation, to have notes that differentiate in one way or the other. So make them a little bit bigger. Make 100 shillings bigger or smaller than the rest. Make it 100 shillings smoother than the rest, perhaps. Maybe put a bit of like this. If a note is like this, at least I would touch it and know, oh, that's that note, whether it's 100 shillings or 1,000, whichever they decide to do it. Or make it a rounded edge instead of a squared edge like this, make it a rounded edge. So that if I touch it, I just know, oh, that's a rounded edge, that's 500 shillings. I know it already. In South Africa, they have little bumps on the notes. So people with visual impairment can know just by touching it. Like if it's 2 bumps, for example, that's 10 rand. If it's 3 bumps, that's 50 rand, whatever it might be. In the UK, the £50 note is the biggest, 20 is smaller than that. 10 smaller than that again, and the 5 is the smallest and the smoothest as well, different texture completely. So there are some people who actually understand that they are catering to the visually impaired, and this is so important for the community. A measure of a nation is how it treats its weakest members. That's the measure of a great nation. And what are we doing about it, Kenya?
Поздравьте.